Hey everyone, Broken Bones, Generating Genius, re-Indigenizing the digital mind. Neil here, and today I'm on a special place, County Donegal. I'm on Mount Muckish, way up here in the northwest coast of Ireland. And as you can see, I'm on the very top. Well, not quite the top, because the top is actually this cross, as you can see behind me. And all around is the Donegal mostly, along the Atlantic seaboard. And right behind me here is west. And then we have the north there, the south, and the east. So let me take a seat away from the wind, because it's pretty fierce up here, but in a very good way. So I'm on top of a mountain, and that's actually what I really want to talk about at the minute in my life is mountains and reaching somewhere, aspiring to be fully in my power, on my throne as a sovereign energy in my life. So what is it about climbing mountains for people? I've always asked myself that question, why do we want to climb mountains? Why? It's a lot of hard work. And what is it about? Thoughts that come to my mind, maybe it's ascensionism, kind of raising ourselves up beyond ground level, trying to reach the clouds, trying to reach the gods, or God, depending on your belief system. Trying to aspire, get higher, trying to get above ourselves. And though I was born on the flatlands and the lakelands of County Fermanagh, and Donegal, where I am today, was like this mystical land. It's the place of my father's people, and we used to go there as children to Donegal, to the beaches, the lovely beaches, the white sandy beaches on the west coast of Ireland, the northwest and the north, and the sea and the landscape has always inspired me. It's where all the rain comes into the county I was born in, the watershed county. So I've always loved this place. And interesting, I've never actually climbed any of the hills or mountains here. So today, driving through, I stayed with my friend in the Songhouse, Robin Botley. Beautiful place, by the way. If you want to visit this part of Donegal, look up Robin and Candy. They have a beautiful place called the Songhouse, so you can stay there. Lovely place. And from there you can see Mount Muckish, where I'm on. And I decided I must climb it today. I'm just going to climb it. And whatever your reason to climb mountains, for whatever it is for you, for me, I equal measure I resist climbing them as I enjoy climbing them. And I look at climbing a mountain really at the minute is a great analogy for my life, and maybe all of us, So I was walking up here, and of course when I look up I go, oh, I do not want to do that. I do not want to climb up there. I'm not in the fittest shape right now in my life after this pandemic, but I don't want to climb up there. And another part of me is driving me on, just climb it, one step at a time. And in many ways mountains are like that, as much as our lives can be like that. If we just manage the next step, if we just manage where we are, where we're standing, and the next movement, a mountain becomes a lot easier to climb. It took me an hour and a half to get up here. And I also recognised while I was climbing it, every time I looked up, I was going, oh, I don't want to climb this. And yet also when we climb mountains, you know, it's deceptive. You know, we get to a point, we think it's near the top, and it's just starting. And for me, I think at the moment in my life, where are my mountains in my life? If I reflected on my life, where is my life a mountain in many ways? Am I put off by the journey when I look too far ahead? Is that the same for you as well? How do you cope looking far ahead? Does your life seem insurmountable? Do the things that you want in your life seem insurmountable? Do the circumstances of your life, my life, do they feel insurmountable? And even the word insurmountable. So it's even the way we look sometimes, even the way I look at the things in my life I want to achieve. You know, the full potential, the maximum I can be. There's that word, insurmountable. And I really want it to be achievable, in a sense, or I want to be able to enjoy that process of the challenge of my life, the surprise of those moments in my life, every step I take, and every moment I make. And as I walked up the mountain, I also recognized that I walk off the path when my mind is busy. You know, how does that work for you? The digital mind, chit, chitter, chatter, monkey brain. It just seems so many distractions there. I walk off the path, and then I stop, and I take a breath, and I look around. Where is the path up this mountain? And I find it again. So that digital mind, that active mind, that monkey mind takes me off the path of my life. I wander around, wondering where I am. So it's okay to take a pause where we are. Like climbing a mountain, being on the top as well, pausing in our life, taking it in. Surrounded by nature, surrounded by all directions. It's important we do that, so we see where we are. And for me, it's not always necessarily where I'm getting to, because I can never truly know. Like walking up this mountain, I don't know the path up this mountain. But I know where I am on it. When I allow myself to know that, to feel that, to be present with that. So where in your life do you pause to feel it? To feel your body, to feel your breath, to embody, to indigenize the moment. Feel your feet on the ground, you know. Where are you rooted? Where are you? And knowing where I am, knowing where you are is important, is maybe even the most important thing. For like walking up this mountain, the mountain pulls me up the mountain. And actually, the paths that we follow up a mountain are not necessarily paths made by humans. It may be paths made by animals like sheep. And around this area it would be sheep. And many humans also follow paths made by animals. And animals make very different paths than overthinking human beings. Because at one point as I come up this mountain, I look behind me and see another woman with a dog walking. And I thought, yeah, I'm going up the right way up this mountain. Or at least I'm going the way that maybe I'm thinking the way up at that moment. And then I seen her take a turn, and I seen where she was going, and the dog with her. And it looks so much easier than the way I was going. I really sense I was going through the path of resistance. And maybe you recognize that. In my life, I recognize that. So much of my life, I go through a path of resistance and making it hard for myself. Whereas this woman, I found out later, she knows how to go up this mountain because she knows the tracks. She's been here before. And so she went up the path of least resistance. And that's important to recognize, and it was important for me to recognize how much of my life I walk up the path, or I choose a path of increasing resistance. And how painful that is to walk through those places, feeling that heaviness, that hardness, that harshness. And yet nature all around us, like the rivers, like the animals, they always take the path of least resistance. The natural flow where energy goes, where the water flows, where an animal walks. And many roads, actually in many towns and cities across the world, roads would have been built where old animal tracks would have been, and human tracks. So even though they may not make sense to a rational mind who likes boxes and lines and yeah, that's not how it works in a natural landscape. Being able to observe the natural landscape, being able to observe the natural landscape of your own life is the key. Being aware, being able to acknowledge and feel the natural flow of energy in your life is important to recognize, because in a way that is, it may not be pretty, recognizing it, but that's your current reality and my current reality. Wow, a raven just flew over my head. That's awesome. And just when I was speaking, he's just following the natural flow of air over this mountain. Just like the eagles of this place too. So recognizing your current reality, recognizing how the energy flows through your life. So what's happening in your life? How is your life? Is it the life you want? Are you getting what you want from it? Or is your life about putting out fires, problem solving? Because we're all taught as children, most of us are taught that life's about solving problems. So in a way, my journey of life was very much about putting fires out. In my childhood, all the conflict. So a conflict, a resistance and a highly charged conflict environment. So really I felt like I was a firefighter my whole life, emotionally, psychologically, sometimes physically. When my brother nearly burned the house down, shout out to my brother, good job. So this conflict resolution, always trying to solve the problems, is how I was brought up. And I'm not alone there. I hear it from many people. So that's many people's current reality. And from that place, I sensed a lot of resistance. Energy was not flowing, it was getting stuck. And we got I think a drone in the sky. Someone's taking some photography, video, just like me. Only I'm not in the sky. Well, I'm on the top of a mountain, that's close. As close as you get for a terrestrial animal like myself. And then I'm also learning a lot about this, about the author Robert Fitz, who wrote a book around the path of least resistance. And it also brings me back to this idea that, you know, do we live in a path of least resistance in our lives? Where is it just flowing? You know, where are we connected to what we want and it just flows? And many people do get what they want, and they're very creative. There's the drone above my head. Doesn't half make a loud sound. So for me, I'm starting to recognize that I need to align my mission and what I want in my life. I need to align it to a place where there's the least resistance, a path of least resistance, where it's not a problem-solving scenario. It's finding my mission. What is it I want? What is it I want in my life? And allowing the energy to flow through the path of least resistance. So almost creating a different structure in my life, if you know what I mean. I mean, we humans, if you think of humans like builders, farmers, they're modifying the landscape all the time so that energy flows in a different direction. And sometimes that process or impact on the earth is quite catastrophic. But at the same time, in a creative sense, in creating genius, generating genius, and creating more things, more beauty in your life, more that what you want in the life, comes from modifying the landscape of your life. So, feeling into your intuition. What's the most obvious next step? So once you find a mission and you really embody that mission, you ask yourself from a place of intuition, where is the path of least resistance? What's the obvious next step? What is the easiest thing I can do? It can be simple things. It could be make a phone call. It could be go to your latest or your closest farmer's market. Talk to someone you really need to talk to. Ask for help. Find a mentor. Maybe a mentor is already offered. Say yes to that. Trust your intuition to find the next obvious step. The same way as when you climb up a mountain. It's the next step. The next easiest step. And not setting your mind too far ahead. Not thinking, oh, I can't do it, because that brings back to the problem solving and high resistance again. Getting too far ahead. There's no need to. Focus your energy on the most obvious next step. And from that place, energy will flow. Your creative energy will flow. It is nowhere else to go. Once you align the mission, once you have that goal, once you have that world, that place you want to live in, that full expression of who you are, and really put energy into that, and then just let it be there, just where it needs to be, and creating a structure in your life. And it can also mean organizing yourself, educating yourself, being curious about everything involved in that and what might be involved, and making it up as you go along, because actually in the end you make it up. This path has never been, my path, your path, has never been trodden before. It's completely brand new. So in a way you are making it up without needing to know the steps, without creating problems to solve. For that pulls energy, stagnates energy, creates, it's like a heaviness. It's like when people, and I know myself, when people talk about, I'm procrastinating. And now I recognize that procrastinating is, okay, there's resistance there. Is this a line? Am I creating problems? Am I generating this resistance? And is this where am I heading? So what is my mission? Am I aligned with that? Am I clear with that? And so where then is the next in the landscape of your life, how you've set it up. Where is the energy flowing? Where is the easiest place for that energy to go? Where is the next? Where's the least resistance there? And following that, allowing that to, because there's nowhere else for it to go. And all that creative energy, all that power, all that potential will just, there's nowhere else to go, it'll just go. And you'll go with it. And allow yourself to go with it. Trust in your intuition. And if your mind jumps in with old patterns, allow that to be there, but put your power and focus back on the path of least resistance. And eventually you'll get to the top of the mountain. And of course, being on the top of the mountain was never the goal. Your experience and the feeling of moving up through your journey of your life, moving with yourself, presently with yourself. That's the most beautiful thing in your creativity and your creative genius. And making it up and knowing that's coming from you, and you are the mountaintop. You are the mountaintop. You are the axis mundi, central point of the universe. In all directions, flow through you, to you, and out from you. And you can, very literally, in this beautiful creation of life, generate all that you ever wanted and all that you ever want to see in the world. And for me, even making this video is part of my genius generating. Speaking to you, speaking to myself, allowing my potentiality to express itself, and my genius to be in the world, creating the world I wish to see in community, empowering others to generate their abundance, so that we're all fed and we all feed each other. And right now, we're a better place to be, huh? On top of Mount Muckish with myself. And I know you're with me. And wherever you are right now, it's okay to be where you are. Take a pause, look around, feel it. Feel your heartbeat in your chest, the wind on your face, the deep knowing and the silence in your body. You are a creative, powerful, generating genius, as am I. And we meet each other there as beings. This world will become a very beautiful place again. We just need to move out of this problem-solving, generating resistance psychology and come back into the flow of nature, observing how nature moves, how it flows, how it is. And it's our nature, our essential nature, our indigenous nature, our earth nature. From there, there's no conflicts. The word I want to use is there's an ambience, quality of peace, tranquility, and spirit present in the world, present in us, each other. wherever you are today, take a moment to pause. And ask yourself a question. Is the world that I find myself in, the world that's my world, the circumstances, what I see and how I experience, is that the world I want? Is that genuinely the world you want? And if it is, then I applaud you and I bless you. If it isn't, no need to berate yourself or punish yourself. But I am telling you, right here, it's possible to make that world. And no matter what the voices in your head tell you, that's just where the power has been for a very long time, perhaps. And it's not your fault. It's part of the journey. The first place to stepping out of that is create a mission for yourself. What does that world, start with a vision. What does that world look like? Unadulterated. Not rationalized. Limitless. Be limitless with what you want to see in the world. It's like climbing a mountain. Mountains aren't climbed when you stand at the bottom of them. When looking up, you can't climb a mountain with your mind. You take one step and then another step. And if you pause, you pause. Be present with where you are. Find the path of least resistance, which I think naturally we try to do anyway. And we feel it to do it. Sometimes the path of least resistance is take a break, drink some water. So, I've been speaking for a while, and that's okay. So please subscribe if you got this far. Like and share, comment. But wherever you are and whoever you are, thank you for watching. And for now, I'm out, and I'm going to enjoy the view a bit more and be with myself. Take care, everybody. Lots of love and power to your genius.